All right, we're reading today from page 70 to 72 in the geography textbook. This is about volcanoes. Volcanoes change the earth. And before we started the reading, I'm going to just read this checkpoint here on the left. It says, go back to your notes and review the meanings of magma and mantle. So this was in yesterday's reading where we talked about magma being the hot molten lava that is right underneath the crust of the earth. They had that egg analogy, and the mantle is like the egg white. So the yolk's in the center, and then there's this hot molten lava around it, and then there's the crust or the shell of the outside. A volcano is one of the most spectacular natural shows on Earth. The fiery blasts of molten rock are brighter than fireworks and much louder. The heat is intense, and massive clouds of choking gas and ash are often spewed out. This material all comes from the mantle, the molten zone beneath the Earth's crust. Volcanoes are actively changing the face of the Earth, either by building up new mountain peaks or blasting them away. Volcanoes occur where molten magma is able to break through the thin crust. The Hawaiian Islands formed where magma from the mantle forced its way to the surface. Most of the time, the magma finds its way to the surface along cracks or faults in the crust. As you can see in the diagrams below, pressure from below pushes the magma upward, causing the volcano to mount higher and higher. The volcano shown is a composite cone, made up of layers of cinders and magma, called lava when it reaches the surface. Other volcanoes may be built entirely of cinders, cinder cone, or of magma, shield cone. Hawaii has shield cones. Extreme volcanic blasts happen when the pipe connecting the mantle to the surface becomes blocked with hardened material. The intense pressure of rising magma and gases can actually rip away the top of the mountain. And these two words here, composite cone, a volcano made up of alternating layers of cinders and magma. And the shield cone, a volcano built entirely of magma. So the magma is the molten lava. The cinders is like the dry, hardened ash. So you can see here the layers being built in the composite cone. Where are volcanoes found? Volcanoes usually occur along the edges of the plates. You know that some plates are being dragged toward one another by currents in the mantle below. When two plates collide, the ocean plate is dragged underneath the bigger continental plate. The end of the plate melts as it is pulled into the hot mantle. Then the melted material finds its way back to the surface through cracks. This happens around the outer edge of the Pacific Ocean, across the bottom parts of Asia and Europe, and in a loop through the Caribbean region, just above South America. These are the most dangerous places on Earth. The Pacific Ring of Fire. The map on the next page shows the location of major active or recently active volcanoes. Notice how close most of them are to plate boundaries, locations where magma can most easily find its way through the Earth's crust. The Pacific Ring of Fire is the name geographers give to the circular pattern of active volcanoes surrounding the Pacific. Some island nations around the Pacific, such as Japan, Indonesia, and the Philippines, are almost entirely of volcanic origin. And the mid-Atlantic region. You can also see the line of volcanic islands in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. The mid-Atlantic ridge occurs where major plates are moving apart. The Atlantic Ocean floor is spreading and allowing magma to seep through this break in the Earth's crust. The ridge slices right through Iceland, and new volcanic islands have formed there in recent years. A similar mid-ocean ridge also slices across the Indian Ocean. And so let's look at this map. So the black lines are the plate boundaries, those tectonic plates that are floating on the magma, where we've got these darker beige color That's fold mountains. So those are the mountains that have been formed by volcanic action. And then the active volcanoes are all these red dots. All right, so we heard about the Ring of Fire, and there's the Mid-Atlantic Ridge here. We see some of these islands that have been formed because of them. So most of the volcanoes are happening along the plate boundaries. And I'm just going to go back to 71 a minute because I didn't read this world record part. Krakatoa, the biggest known blast. Imagine a chain of explosions so powerful that they broke windows and cracked walls 160 kilometers away. People 4,800 kilometers across the Indian Ocean thought they were hearing cannon fire. That's what happened when the volcanic island of Krakatoa, Indonesia, was shattered by 4 massive blasts on August 27, 1883. Krakatoa is remembered for its volume, the loudest known noise in human history.